Since the end of the last millennium, people have interacted and communicated with each other in the digital space. The first generations, the digital natives, have already grown up entirely in this space and have been socialized by it in their behavior. In Module 5, I would like to talk about the status of social media, the basic requirements, the dangers and threats, the opportunities and the challenges for security authorities, and the presence of security authorities in social media. In Lesson 1, you will receive information about the real and older history of social communication. You will be introduced to the importance of communication for people and the motivation to use social media. I would like to give an overview of today's leading social media platforms and messenger services, and I also want to open your eyes to how easy it is to become a victim of misuse of your data. Since prehistoric times, people have told each other stories, whether during meals or when people get together at a campfire, in a cave, in a hut or in a palaver hall. But today it might be on the internet, and we call it social networking. Since the existence of human beings, storytelling and social media were always issues. People like to tell stories because they want to have their relatives, their friends, and people they like around them. Social networks are used by about 3.5 billion users worldwide. Facebook has been the leader for years, but it has been closely followed by WhatsApp. People can share their thoughts and feelings on social media. This is crucial for us because we are social beings and need to communicate. We are looking for respect, recognition, and appreciation that we may not find in the real world, but in the internet. For some reason, the FOMO effect, which means fear of missing out, drives many. The hunt for likes, for clicks, and followers is becoming increasingly important for so many. It seems to be a must to be online 24/7. People want to show how they would like to be and look. Is it all about social recognition? Some people become inside reporters in the social world about their lives, their world, their purchases, and their products, and can then become sought after so-called influencers or content creators. People have become what they never wanted to be, class human beings. Effects cannot be controlled, especially in the private sphere. There is fake news, so-called fake living, when one's images, places, and photos are embellished, changed, and adapted, for instance, no longer genuine. A social network is an online offered service in which users are able to exchange information, interact, and create relationships, friendships. Users can describe themselves and tell others about their friends, families, hobbies, holidays, and activities. In the development of social networks, the focus was on the functionality and user-friendliness of the platform, the entertainment value for the user, and the numerous opportunities to interact with others played the most significant role. A social network is an online offered service in which users are able to exchange information, interact, and create relationships. Well-known social media platforms. Important social media platforms and messenger services are Facebook, LinkedIn, Xing, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp, to name only some. In most cases, if nothing works, these services are working worldwide, fast, often used, and usually accepted. Telegram, Threema, and Signal are similar, but with slight differences. More information about platforms, etc. will be provided in an annex to Module 5. In 2009, Barack Obama made his point, during his first Asian trip, speaking to college students in Shanghai. He cited freedom of expression as a universal human right, saying, "Freedom of expression, worship, access to information, and political participation, we believe they are universal rights. They should be available to everyone, including ethnic and religious minorities, whether in the United States, China, or any nation." Nowadays, many countries worldwide filter the platforms for state security interests that we should be aware about. Blocking accounts by platforms. We know from the past that platforms like Facebook, Twitter, etc. have blocked accounts of users, but mostly under public pressure. As the platforms have a certain possibility of censorship, we must ask ourselves whether the platforms need to change their terms and conditions, or whether these terms and conditions are the right way for our freedom. What I'm talking about is the question of whether censorship is justified or unjustified. In this regard, I would like to refer to Module 2 and to the 3-part test. In 1909, the writer E.M. Forster wrote "The Machine Stands Still." People communicate with each other through messages only, but have no relationships with each other. This book is also described by Esther Paniagua in her work Error 404, The Failure of the Internet and Its Consequences, Panic and Chaos. The think tank of the European Parliament also dealt with this in 2021. In a nutshell, the result of all this research is social isolation. More dangerous, however, are non-physical disruptions such as distributed denial of service attacks called DDoS, or the rerouting of traffic through the Border Gateway Protocol, BGP. Misuse of the BGP protocol, already practiced by various states to date, regulates the flow of data on the Internet. The Internet can collapse within 1 hour. More information about this in the source list. In any case, be prepared for that. The Firefox extension, Wikitrust, can be used to see an article's credibility. The program uses color markings to indicate credibility of certain information. Most criticism of Wikipedia has been directed towards its content, community of established users and processes. Critics have questioned its solid reliability, readability and organization, lack of methodical fact-checking, and partly political bias. The reliability of Wikipedia and the accuracy of information are often questioned, so comments by Wikipedia itself. On the last slide, you will see some hints and tips for users if you have to deal or want to check online encyclopedias. I see you back in lesson 2. End of lesson.